Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Our today's topic is tenses, one of the most important topics in English grammar. Tense is a backbone of English language. It is used in both verbal and written communication. Now, if we don't make the use of proper tense in our sentences, it may create confusion and the message we are trying to convey might be misinterpreted. So, we need to understand the various types and forms of tenses very well. First, we need to know what is tense. Tense of a verb shows the time of an action. It helps us to understand whether an action took place in the past or it is taking place at present or is going to take place in future. As we all know that tenses can be classified into three types. They are past, present and future tense. Past tense refers to an action that completed in the past. Present tense refers to an action taking place in the present time. And future tense refers to the action that will be done in future. These tenses have four different forms. They are simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. In this video, I am going to discuss present tense and its various forms. So what are the forms of present tense? Simple present or present indefinite tense, present continuous tense or present progressive tense, present perfect tense and present perfect continuous or present perfect progressive tense. When do we use simple present tense? To express habitual actions or daily activities, to express universal truths and scientific facts. We use simple present tense in proverbs, to give instructions or directions, and to express a scheduled or specific future action. In simple present tense, we use the base form of verb, means the root form of verb, with s or es added to it in case of third person singular noun or pronoun. Some more uses are there to describe characteristic features, to talk about rituals, and to describe professional activities and duties. Now let's see a few examples. First, we have habitual actions or daily activities, which means the actions done on daily basis or repeatedly. My grandpa goes for work every morning. My mother cooks food for us every day. Next, we have universal truths and scientific facts. Universal truths and scientific facts must always be written in simple present tense because these are unchangeable facts. These facts will not change with the change of time and are true for all times. Example, the planets revolve around the sun. Water boils at 0 degrees Celsius. Proverbs. Now these are statements that are generally based on universal truths and one's experiences. They are true for all times and are hence always written in simple present tense. Let's see the examples. A friend in need is a friend indeed. The early bird catches the worm. While giving instructions or directions, we always use simple present tense. You read the question paper thoroughly before answering. You open the packet and pour the milk into the cup of tea. Next we have scheduled future actions, which means the actions or events that happen according to a schedule or timetable, and they are always written in simple present tense. For example, the train leaves at 6 a.m. tomorrow. My sister has her yoga class tomorrow morning. Next is when we talk about characteristic features of any person or any other living creature, we use simple present tense. Owls sleep during the day. Mammals give birth to their young ones. When we talk about any ritual, we always use simple present tense, as these actions are performed by people generation after generation. During Diwali, people illuminate the interior and exterior of their homes with diyas. Professional activities or duties are also written in simple present tense, as these facts are true for all times. For example, the judicial system safeguards the citizens' rights. An architect creates designs for new construction projects. Now, you need to know when to add s or es to the root form of the verb. With first person pronouns, we do not add s or es. See the examples. I eat rice every day. We eat rice every day. I and we are first person pronouns. I have not added s or es to the verb. With second person pronoun also, we don't add s or es. You eat rice every day. Now with third person singular pronouns or nouns, we add s or es to the verb. For example, he, she, it. These are third person singular pronouns. Rahul, Seema, father, mother, etc. These are singular nouns. We add s or es to the verb. He eats rice every day. My father eats rice every day. Rahul eats rice every day. With third person plural nouns and pronouns, again we don't add s or es to the verb. For example, they eat rice every day. My parents eat rice every day. So here also we don't add s or es to the verb. In this slide, I have shown the structure of affirmative, negative and interrogative sentences when they are written in simple present tense. Affirmative means positive sentences where we don't use any negative word like no, not, never. The structure is subject plus base form of verb. I like homemade cakes. She likes homemade cakes. In case of negative sentences, we need to add do not or does not after the subject. If the subject is in plural form, we add do not, and if it is in third person singular form, we add does not. Here let's see the examples. You do not like homemade cakes. He does not like homemade cakes. Now, in case of interrogative sentences, we first place the auxiliary verb, then the subject, and then we add the base form of the verb. Do they like homemade cakes? Or does she like homemade cakes? Now, here you see the examples. Since I have added es to the word do, I have not added s or es to the main verb. See these examples. He does not like. I have not written he does not likes. Or here also, does she like homemade cakes? I have not written does she likes homemade cakes? No. This you have to remember that S or ES must not be added to both the helping verbs as well as main verbs. If you add ES or S to the helping verb, then you need not to add them to the main verb. Next we have present continuous or present progressive tense. It is used to indicate the action that is in progress at the time of speaking. Indicates an action that is going on for a brief period of time, but they may not be happening at the time of speaking. Indicates an action that is planned for the future, that is pre-planned action. Let's see a few examples. Action that is in progress at the time of speaking means action that is taking place at the present moment. Taking place now. My brother is watching his favorite TV show. The teacher is teaching an English poem in the class. Next we have the actions which are continuing for a temporary period of time, maybe for a week or two or a month or maybe more, but they may not be taking place right at this moment, which means they are continuing in the present time only, but not at this point of time. Sunil is studying for 12 hours per day for the UPSC examination. My cousin brother is staying with us for a week. These are the actions which are continuing for a temporary period of time. Next is when we talk about pre-planned future action, means the actions or these actions are going to take place in future, but they are already or they have already been planned. See the example, the school is organizing a painting competition for the students next week. We are moving to our new house next month. These actions will be taking place in near future, but they have already been planned. Here you can see how affirmative, negative and interrogative sentences are written in present continuous tense. The structure of affirmative sentence is subject plus auxiliary verb is, am, are plus ing form of verb. As you all know, am is used with pronoun I, is used with singular pronouns like he, she, it or any other singular noun, and are is used with plural nouns and pronouns. I am studying now, she is studying now, they are studying now. Negative structure is subject plus auxiliary verb plus not plus the ing form of verb. I am not studying now, she is not studying, they are not studying. And at last we have interrogative. Auxiliary verb sits at first, then the help subject followed by the ing form of verb. Is she studying now? Are you studying now? Now what we have next? Present perfect tense. Let's see the uses. Used to indicate actions that have been completed recently. To talk about actions that was completed at some point in the past, but the exact time of completion is not known to us. To talk about any past action whose effect or impact is still there in the present. Let's see the examples. Actions that have been completed recently. Example, she has just finished her breakfast. I have just completed my science projects. Next we have the actions that were completed at some point in the past but the exact time is not known to us. I have visited the Taj Mahal twice. The action is already done. When it was done, we don't know. I have served dinner to the guests. Same over here, the action is already done but the time is not known to us. Actions that have been completed in the past but the effect is still there at present. I have bought this beautiful vase for my new home. Since I have bought the vase is kept at my home at present, so the action was done earlier but the effect is there at present. He has broken his arm while playing football. Arm was broken in the past but the effect can be seen even at present. Here is a table again to show how affirmative, negative and interrogative sentences are written in present perfect form. Structure of affirmative sentence: subject plus has or have based on the subject, means if the subject is in singular form then we would use has. If it is in plural form we will use have, plus past participle form of verb. I have completed my homework. She has completed her homework. In negative sentence, first we place subject followed by has or have, then not, then past participle form of verb. I have not completed my homework. She has not completed her homework. For interrogative, first we have to place has or have followed by subject, then past participle form of verb. Have you completed your homework? Has she completed her homework? Next we have the difference between present perfect and simple past tense. First difference is, while simple past tense is used to talk about an action that happened at a certain point of time in the past, present perfect tense is used to talk about an action that has taken place recently. My father just returned from office. This is not a correct sentence. When the action is taking place or has taken place recently, there we cannot use simple past tense form of the verb. So the correct sentence is, my father has just returned from office. Let's see the next difference. In case of simple past tense, the time of the action is known to us, but in case of present perfect tense, the time of action remains unknown. My brother has lost his new pen yesterday. This is wrong. The correct sentence is, my brother has lost his new pen. Time must not be mentioned in present perfect tense. Next we have present perfect continuous tense. And the use is, it refers to actions that started at some point in the past and are still continuing at the time of speaking. A few examples. It has been raining incessantly since early morning. Ridhima has been waiting for her friends for the last 1 hour. These actions started in the past but is still continuing at the time of speaking. Here is a table again which shows the structure of affirmative, negative and interrogative sentence written in present perfect continuous tense. For affirmative sentence, we place subject at first followed by has or have followed by been, then the ing form of verb. We have been studying for 2 hours now. She has been cooking for the last 1 hour. In case of negative sentence, we put subject followed by has or have followed by not, then we put been, then the ing form of verb. We have not been studying for the last 2 hours. The baby has not been sleeping well for the last few days. And for interrogative sentences, First we place has or have followed by subject, then been, then we add ing form of verb. Have you been studying for the last 1 hour? Has she been waiting for me since 5 p.m.? So here we come to the end of this video. Hope it's clear to you all. Thanks for watching.